I hope all is well with you all. Thanks for watching the crypto channel again. Today we have more news about XRP. If you like these daily reports, please hit the red subscribe button and the like button. It really does make a difference, and I need all of your help. Anyways, if we look at the market as a whole right now, you can see that most of it is falling again. It's been a lot of change this week. There are also outside forces that are changing the market, but some coins are still going up and some of them are still going up by a lot. The market as a whole is up right now, but only if you look at the last hour. In terms of Bitcoin, we're up about 1%, but XRP is down about 0.4% against the USD. The market is worth $127 billion or $700 million, 0 cents, and about $1.4 billion worth of trades happen every 24 hours. Before we go any further, I want to make it clear that nothing on this channel should be taken as financial advice. If you want to invest in cryptocurrency, you should always be careful and do your own research. For example, BlackRock now owns 3% of all Bitcoin through its ETF. Why is this happening? Even though we saw that big correction when the market fell even more. BlackRock was one of the first to join and quickly started collecting as much Bitcoin as they could, in this case, 3%. That number is pretty big. Don't think it's so little that we can forget about it. It's 3%, and that's just BlackRock. Think of all the other ones that are like Wisdom Tree. These are the big ones, Franklin Templeton, Van Bitwise, Fidelity. If you add all of those numbers up, you'll see that they're probably going to be much higher than 3%. That really shows you where this is going. The more Bitcoin they have, the more power they have over it, and they'd like a piece of the pie too. These people know where this kind of product is going. Everyone is behind it except these guys. If you know how popular XRP is as a local token, you'll know that this is great news. If we can get that spot ETF in Canada, it will really help us figure out how much demand there is for these digital assets. And I think these big names will really get behind XRP in no time. Just think about this. If XRP gets its own ETF, it will get 10-20% of that amount of money coming in. Now, this is where the fun starts. It makes me so happy, but let's move on. Look at this and remember that this is where it all begins. Banks thought about the joint stablecoin. Big banks like JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citi, and Wells Fargo are all here because they want to be a part of the safe coin. They know what the point of fixed coin is and how blockchain technology can help. We shouldn't ignore this either, but I think a lot of people are right now. On top of that, I'm going to look at this from a legal point of view. Using RLUSD and XRP, Ripple can offer U.S. banks better ways to send and receive money. In this paper, it says that Ripple's approach to regulation was built on following the rules at the state level, taking place in more than 50 MLTs across the U.S. With these licenses, Ripple can properly use its own token to offer payment services across countries. More people can use the U.S. banking system with XRP and the RLUSD stablecoin. Bank of America and the Standards are two big names that are interested in working with Ripple. Let's look at another example as we move forward. The usual chart shows that RWA tokenization is a $30 trillion 0 cents chance. Well-known people are also in favor of tokenization. How does this help XRP? It's important to remember that all of these big banks can tokenize their assets on the XRP system. There are already signs that tokenization will. I also think that in the next few years, everything will be tokenized, which will be a big change in how we deal with money and our finances. That'll be very exciting. But Donald Trump criticized Jerome Powell for not lowering interest rates. To see what he says. It's too late. Powell's going to cost our country a lot of money. He's one of the craziest and worst people in the government. And the Fed board knows it. They've had 10 cuts, but we haven't had any. We should be down 2.5 points and have billions less in short-term debt from Biden. It's too late. Inflation is low and the US is embarrassed. This means that he wants the rate to a small rate cut, maybe even 0.25 bips is what most people have been saying we need, but we haven't seen that happen yet. I think it might happen, but maybe next time or in September would work better. That sounds like a great idea. As you may have heard, the US Federal Reserve needs to lower interest rates. This is something we need to think about right now. If you can believe it, this could really get people excited about the crypto markets again. Since interest rates are so high, buyers will be more likely to risk their assets to make money, but most people aren't willing to do this. If you want to make money, you should spend right away when interest rates go down. Finance says they believe XRP Ledger is the best technology to power the future of finance and a global on-chain economy that is useful, safe, and made for everyone, not just crypto experts. This is where the whole thing comes in. Finally, 3iIQ has said it once more this week. The 3iQ XRP ETF was finally added to the Toronto Stock Exchange. This makes us very happy for XRPQ's first day of trading. Our team joined the TSX team to close the market and ring the bell at the TS Money. These few seconds are not only a big deal for us, but they are also a big step toward a bigger digital future. I agree with you 100%. As we keep building together, exciting times lie ahead. Nice stuff, but let's see what's going on the price. If you're at dominance, which is now at about 64.83%, the price hasn't changed much, but BTC is still all over the place. I'm going to show you the hourly period that has been mostly in focus since the 17th. You can see that there is a bit of a spread here. We are getting close to that $15,450.00 level, which is several times resistance. You need to break out and start moving toward the big resistance at 106,000. I've said this 1,000 times on my channel, and you guys know how important it is. Every time we cross that level, we know what happened. As for extra pieces, we need to keep an eye out for them while focusing on the daily here. Although control is high, the Bitcoin price is still pretty much staying in the same range. This is a constant reminder of how well XRP has been building up, which many people forget, but it is what it is. And even though control is high, it's still adding up really well. I think the next leg up will be very exciting, but it will depend on what happens with the lead. That's just my opinion. Only time will tell, but I think a lot of people will be shocked by the next step up again. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you soon.